Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sonny has no idea he's Joe's grandfather, but will he make Lois pay for lying to him? General Hospital spoilers hint that Lois Cerullo and Brooklyn Quartermain's long-held secret is about to blow. Brooklyn faced a life-changing decision years ago when she became pregnant as a teenager. Rather of raising the baby herself, she placed him for adoption, with Lois assisting in ensuring the child's solid future. That child grew up to be Giovanni Gio Palmieri, a young man who has been in Sonny Corinthos' life for years, but not in the way one might anticipate from a family member. Now that bits of the past are resurfacing, it's only a matter of time before the truth is revealed. And when it does, the consequences might be disastrous. General Hospital spoilers, full exposure threatens everything Lois holds dear. Lois never wanted the secret to be revealed, which is why she recently paid a visit to Marty Gray to find out what could happen if her daughter dredges up these old memories. Having to reveal the truth to Harrison Chase resurrected a long-sealed history between these two women. Now that Lulu Spencer has seen Marty's notes about Dante Falconeri's unknown child, Pandora's box cannot be closed. What happens when Sonny realizes how close he has been to his grandchild all this time? GH spoilers say family is forever. Despite his close ties to the Cerullo family, Sonny may still be unaware that Gio is his grandchild. Lois had done everything in her ability to keep the facts hidden. While Sonny has been involved in Joe's life since an early age, even sponsoring his music tuition, it was never portrayed as anything more than a good gesture to assist the Cerullo family. When Lois asked for help, Sonny was quick to offer it. We cannot presume he was aware that he was investing in his own flesh and blood. Sonny values loyalty and family above all else, and if he discovers he has been kept in the dark about his own grandson, his reaction may be violent. General Hospital spoilers, Sonny's bad side. Lois has spent years keeping this secret hidden, but when Sonny discovers the truth, will he ever forgive her? Worse, may he seek retribution? Sonny has been known to remove people from his life over little betrayals, and this lie is personal. He spent years sticking by Dante, re-establishing a close father-son bond after years of alienation. To learn that he was denied the opportunity to do the same with Gio because Lois and Brooklyn believed he had no right to know may be too much for him to bear. If Sonny feels sincerely misled, Lois may not only lose his friendship, but perhaps face serious danger. After all, Sonny is a man who follows his own set of rules, and crossing him often results in consequences. Could Lois have just made the worst mistake of her life by hiding the truth from him? General Hospital spoilers, Brooklyn's fury at Lois sparks a family firestorm. According to General Hospital spoilers, Brooklyn Quartermain is ready to blow everything up after discovering that her mother, Lois Cerullo, nearly leaked her teenage baby secret all over town. Brooklyn's decision to give up a child years ago, fathered by none other than Dante Falconeri, has been a ticking time bomb, and she thought Lois was the only one who knew about it until she discovered her grandma did as well. Brooklyn's fury is now directed firmly at her mother, and the result is unsettling up the Quartermain and Cerullo families. Will this treachery reveal even more secrets, or will Lois be able to avoid the consequences? General Hospital spoilers, this betrayal cuts deep. Brooklyn is furious after finding Lois casually revealed the truth about her adolescent pregnancy. She revealed all the sordid secrets to Marty Gray, which Dante is unaware of. Now that Dante's ex-wife learns the truth, she's acting like a dog with a bone. The sting hit hard when Brooklyn pieced it together, and she's not holding back, attacking Lois with a rage that could rip paint off the Quartermain walls. How could her own mother conceal this from her, especially since Dante is clueless? Brooklyn's trust has been shattered, and Lois wonders if she will ever be able to bridge the chasm she has created. GH spoilers hint Lois' defense falls flat. Lois isn't backing down easily, she has her reasons, and she's unlikely to abandon the argument that she was sheltering her daughter and grandson, notably BLQ, from the upheaval of adolescent motherhood and Dante's reaction. Perhaps she hoped the truth would be buried forever, but that ship has sailed. Brooklyn isn't buying Lois' "I did it for you" line. Years of silence feel like a knife in the back, and her explanations are breaking quickly. General Hospital spoilers, Dante is dashed by the ripple effect. This baby secret isn't staying in the Quartermain living room, it's spreading, and Dante could be next in line for the shock. Brooklyn's wrath may drive her to divulge all to him, or perhaps Lulu beats her to it, as she sniffs about too. In any case, when Dante discovers he has a child, the consequences could permanently alter the course of this family's life. Will he blame Brooklyn, Lois, or both? What about Harrison Chase, who is caught in the center of this mess? Is this the end for Anna and Valentine on General Hospital? Anna and Valentine shared a sweet moment. Is it the end? Anna and Valentine discovered real love on General Hospital. Their romance ended a long time ago, but we remained hopeful for a reconciliation until now. Falling apart, Anna and Valentine had been a strong pair for a long time. He was perhaps her finest match after Duke. Both were WSB agents who understood each other and shared a history. Valentine's lies started to cause problems. He was aware that his daughter Charlotte had fallen under a Cassadine influence and was pursuing Anna. They could have worked things out together if he had been truthful with his girlfriend. Instead, she shot Charlotte after the small girl broke into her apartment. Anna has never forgiven herself for what happened and hasn't been the same since. It was impossible for Vanna to continue united after such an incident. Valentine's involvement in Pikeman was another example of his dishonest behavior. Say it isn't so, Anna let Valentine escape with Charlotte before he could be caught. Dad and daughter have been on the run for months, but we've caught a few glimpses of them since they departed. Things had become far too hazardous for them with the WSB on their trail, so Valentine realized it was time for his daughter to return home. When Anna and Jason arrived to get Charlotte, she and her ex shared a tender moment. They both realized he might not live through this, so they said their goodbyes. Will we ever see Valentine again in Port Charles? It remains to be seen. In the meantime, Charlotte is on her way home to her mother, Lulu, and may never forgive Anna. She and Valentine may have exchanged their final goodbyes, but nothing is permanent on GH. Do you believe this is the end of Vanna? Please let us know in the comments section. Sasha's face-off, Jason's surprise, Anna's defense of Brennan on the next episode of General Hospital, the truth threatens to out, a character takes a dark turn, and shocking discoveries are made. Willow Tate Corinthos faces off against Sasha Gilmore Corbin. Portia Robinson had a near encounter with Curtis Ashford. Anna Devane defends Jack Brennan against Jason Morgan. Drew Kane Quartermain's excuse in the hospital, Drew Kane Quartermain and Portia are interrupted. When Curtis asks what's going on, Portia stammers an excuse. Portia should have learned from experience not to hide test tampering from her husband. In any event, Portia is making things much worse for herself. While Portia has Rick Lansing, he has been trying to keep her from facing any criminal charges. It was enough to put Portia in a panic. It also makes me worry if Portia will feel compelled to make a deal with Drew. Whatever Portia does next, she will need to explain something to Curtis. When Drew says he presented a business deal to Portia, Curtis will wonder what the congressman is talking about. Lucky Spencer's romance over Lucky Spencer and Elizabeth Liz Baldwin are set to get romantic. However, when Lucky informs his love interest that he really likes the sound of it, their moment will not last long. Apparently, Lucky and Liz are interrupted. Today's Corbin General Hospital spoilers state that Sasha encounters Willow in another area of the hospital. Willow then vents her rage on Sasha, claiming that the pregnancy is the worst deception she's ever perpetrated. Willow also believes that Sasha is only using Jason. However, there is a lot more to the story. So let's see if Sasha tells the truth or keeps it together. In the upcoming episode, Maxie Jones will likely inquire about Carly Spencer's level of commitment. It appears that Carly is determined to open Willow's eyes to Drew. Will she be able to do so, or will the problem merely get worse? Elsewhere, Anna assures a skeptical Jason that Brennan has no ulterior motivations in regards to Carly. Port Charles is on the verge of a major revelation that might change everything, and Lois Cerullo is at the core of a long-held secret. The truth of Giovanni Gio Palmieri's parentage is about to destroy lives, and Lois is anxious to keep it hidden. She had engineered Joe's adoption years ago, so she could always keep him close while convincing Brooklyn Quartermain that her child was gone for good. But now that Brooklyn has confronted her past, Lois is fighting for her life to keep the truth hidden. Lois's desperate attempt to keep the secret for years, Lois has borne the burden of knowing exactly where Brooke Lynn's kid ended up, seeing him grow up from a distance but never revealing it. However, now that Gio lives in Port Charles, the walls are closing in. If Brooke Lynn begins to piece things together, Lois risks losing everything: her daughter's trust, her status in the Quartermaine family, and the power she's had over this secret for decades. She isn't above manipulating the issue to get Brooke Lynn off the case. Lois is willing to go to any length to keep the deception alive, whether it means deflecting attention, dropping false leads, or even seeking an ally. However, the more she strives to hide the truth, the more likely it is that everything will fall apart spectacularly. Brooke Lynn's search gains momentum. Brooke Lynn's recent confession to Harrison Chase about the baby she gave up rekindled feelings she thought she had forgotten. She didn't say that Dante Falconeri was the father, but now that Chase knows, his unflinching support is motivating her to begin looking for the child she lost. Something, a casual chat, a lingering glance, or maybe Gio himself, could trigger up alarms in Brooke Lynn's head. The similarities between them may become too compelling to ignore. If she keeps digging, she will soon discover the truth, which may lead to a confrontation with Lois that neither of them is prepared for. The fallout could destroy multiple families. Lois' duplicity has not only kept Brooke Lynn in the dark, but it has also prevented Dante from discovering he has a son. When the truth comes out, the consequences will be catastrophic. Dante, who was unaware of Brooke Lynn's pregnancy, will have to reconcile years of missed time with a child he was never able to nurture. Chase, who has been nothing but supportive, may struggle to accept the fact that his closest buddy is the father of Brooke Lynn's son. Ned Quartermaine, who is already suspicious of Lois's prior decisions, may be unable to forgive her for hiding such a huge secret. And Gio, who grew up never knowing the truth, could lash out at the family who led him to believe he was an orphan. As Brooke Lynn draws closer to the truth, Lois will become increasingly anxious to keep her lie. However, the past always finds a way to catch up, and when it does, the Quartermaine and Falconeri families may never be the same again. Lucas meets Marco. Drew makes a suspicious proposal. Carly offers romantic advice. Lucas Jones will meet Marco, and Drew Quartermaine's plan raises concerns. Carly Spencer will also receive love advice, so here's what viewers can expect. First, Lucky Spencer will agree with Elizabeth Baldwin's suggestion, which should involve a means to get their love goals back on track after all of the setbacks. Over with Maxie Jones, she will question Carly about what went wrong with Jack Brennan. Carly will blame Brennan's commitment concerns for their downfall, while Maxie will wonder what she expects of him. Although Maxie may have reservations about Brennan's dubious past, she may recognize that Carly genuinely wants a future with him. Maxie may encourage Carly to follow her heart, so maybe Carly will eventually give Brennan an opportunity to prove himself. Brennan might get another chance to persuade Carly that his emotions for her are more than just casual. During their flight back to Port Charles, Anna Devane and Jason Morgan will also discuss Brennan. Although Anna will not believe Brennan has a hidden goal with Carly, Jason may disagree. Jason's instincts warn him not to trust Brennan, so he'll want to keep Carly safe from any impending disaster. Jason is correct to be concerned since Brennan is holding some big secrets about Jocelyn Jacks. Carly could face grief if she resumes her affair with Brennan as planned. In the meantime, Anna will remain concerned about Valentine Cassidy's safety. According to GH spoilers, Anna will make a special plea to Brennan in the hopes that he would persuade the WSB to back off. Even if Brennan can overcome his own spiteful motivations, he may be unable to prevent the WSB from pursuing Valentine. Since Valentine has a lethal target on his back, Anna will be concerned about the likelihood of bad news and how it would affect Charlotte Cassadine. Willow Corinthos will continue to accuse Sasha Gilmore Corbin at the hospital. Sasha will undoubtedly respond to Willow's outburst about Sasha's history of cons and how this baby is the best. Sasha has clearly committed mistakes, including her one-night encounter with Michael Corinthos, which resulted in her present paternity deception. That being said, Sasha isn't going to stand there and let Willow behave like a saint in these circumstances. Drew's proposal for Portia Robinson will also raise red lights for Curtis Ashford. Despite Drew's projections about getting Portia on board, Curtis will have some questions. Curtis may ask why Portia would help him boost his image when Drew informs him of his plans for a press conference in which she would participate. Portia may act as if she is doing it for the purpose of the new pediatric sports initiative, but Curtis may still suspect something is wrong. Will Portia give in to Drew's latest extortion demands and continue to cover her trail from Curtis? Meanwhile, Lucas will meet a handsome and charming lawyer named Marco. This new persona will introduce some new riddles to uncover, especially because Marco appears to have a connection to Jen Sidwell. According to General Hospital spoilers, Marco and Lucas may be on the verge of a sizzling relationship, but issues are likely owing to Marco's secrets. Jack's true target, breaking Sonny, not recruiting Jason for months. Jack has tried to entice Jason into joining the WSB, pitching it as an opportunity too good to pass up. From the outside, it appears like he wants Jason on his side because of his tactical thinking, combat prowess, and unflinching ability to complete the task. But is this actually the case? Digging deeper, it becomes clear that this is more than just bringing Jason into the fold, it is also about separating him from Sonny. Jason has always been Sonny's right hand, the enforcer who keeps his kingdom stable. If Jason left, it would create a gap in Sonny's operations that no one else could fill. Jack isn't simply aiming to bolster the WSB, he's preparing for Sonny's vulnerability, and if Jason leaves Sonny's side, the entire organization might implode. Jack had already played the long game, and this time, his tactics are even more deliberate. Offering Jason a federal job was not an olive branch, it was a trap masquerading as a good opportunity. If Jason takes it, Sonny will lose his most dependable ally. If Jason refuses, Jack simply turns to his backup plan, use Joss to compel his hand. Jocelyn becomes a pawn in Jack's deadly game. Jack isn't only after Jason, he's crafting a scenario that forces Jason to join him. His first step? Using Joss to trick Jason into a vulnerable position. Joss never wanted to be a killer, but when Cyrus cornered her, instinct took over and she pulled the trigger. What she didn't know was that Jack had been waiting for this moment. Instead of assisting her in escaping the repercussions from the kindness of his heart, he saw an opportunity to strengthen his grip over her, and, by extension, Jason. Jack did more than simply cover up the crime, he also corrupted the evidence by putting Jason's DNA at the scene. The instant Joss thought she was safe, she unwittingly became Jack's collaborator. Now she's entangled in a web of deception, and the only way out appears to be through Jack. Jason, always the protector, will not stand by while Joss suffers the consequences of her misdeeds. Jack understands this. He is banking on it. By framing Jason for the murder and planting clues that lead back to him, Jack creates a scenario in which Jason either flees, fights back, or uses the one escape path Jack so freely provides, the WSB. Joss may not realize it yet, but she is not simply in trouble, she is being used as leverage to push Jason to submit. And once Jason is under Jack's influence, Sonny will be left alone. Jason's impossible choice, loyalty or survival? If Jack's scheme succeeds, Jason will be faced with a decision that threatens to redefine everything he stands for. Jason has never considered walking away from Sonny. His devotion to the man who took him in after his accident has remained steadfast for decades. But what if staying puts Joss at risk? Jack has kept Joss involved in this issue, implying that if Jason does not cooperate, she may be held responsible for Cyrus' death. Jason cannot let that to happen, which means he may have to make a decision he never expected, partnering with the WSB to protect Joss, even if it means turning his back on Sonny. Sonny, for his part, has been thinking about leaving the business for quite some time. With his family continually in danger and his kingdom wanting more than he can offer, he has considered leaving several times. If Jason joins the WSB, it could be the final push Sonny needs to walk away permanently. Would Jack be successful in breaking up Port Charles's most formidable partnership? And, if so, will Jason ever be able to cope with the consequences? The future of Port Charles hangs in the balance. If Jack's plan succeeds, the consequences might be massive. Jason joining the WSB would not only damage Sonny, but it would also disrupt the city's power dynamics. Other crime families would see this as an opening to move in, knowing that Sonny is without his strongest defense. Joss, understanding too late that she's been duped, may attempt to erase the damage, but Jack isn't the type of man who leaves loose ends. If she pushes too hard, she may find herself in even more danger. Finally, there is Jason himself. If he actually chooses Joss over Sonny, it could permanently alter his identity. Will he still be the man who will do anything to defend his family? Or would he transform into something completely different, a man stranded between two worlds, unable to belong in either? One thing is certain, Jack Brennan has positioned his pieces on the board, and he intends to win. The question is whether Jason, Joss, and Sonny can turn the game against him before it's too late. Plans foiled, cruel accusations leveled, no ulterior motives? Lucky Spencer's and Elizabeth Baldwin's intentions are thwarted, Willow Corinthos makes nasty allegations, and Anna Devane believes Jack Brennan has no ulterior reasons. Curtis Ashford is seen at the hospital, with Drew Quartermaine and Portia Robinson in her office, during the General Hospital previews. Curtis immediately goes into protective mode and asks Drew what he is doing there. He tells Curtis that he is in the process of making a business proposal to his wife. Curtis walked in on Drew attempting to pressure Portia into making a public appearance with him. He believes Portia's standing as co-chief of staff at the hospital will add legitimacy to his new Healthy Kids initiative. Plans derailed across town, Lucky and Elizabeth expected to have some alone time after Laura Collins stopped by Elizabeth's house. Things were feeling romantic when Aidan Weber left for the evening, and Lucky tells Elizabeth that he really loves the sound of it in tomorrow's preview. But something will happen to disrupt their plans for a nice evening together, so what happens next? Will this couple, on the edge of romantic reconciliation, ever get a break? Meanwhile, General Hospital spoilers reveal that Sasha Corbin came at GH for an examination and was assigned the wrong nurse. Willow will continue to level accusations, and in tomorrow's episode, she will reveal that her kid may be the best con she has ever performed. Sasha's wrath was palpable as she accused her of courting Jason Morgan in order to obtain the Quartermaine money. Willow appears to have a short memory, or she has been conning her way into the Quartermaine household from the start. Sasha's previous engagement to Michael Corinthos was also discussed during their disagreement. Will Sasha be able to restrain herself and not reveal the true father of her child in her rage? Carly Spencer questions her feelings, discusses it with Maxie Jones at the Metro Court restaurant. Carly Spencer is questioning her feelings over Brennan. She has a girl discussion with Maxie Jones, who questions what kind of commitment she is seeking for. Carly had already given him the heave-ho when an evident former girlfriend interrupted their dinner date. Brennan had not introduced her as anybody important to the previous girlfriend, and Carly was furious. Carly had made it clear to Brennan that she was not a no-strings-attached type of gal. No ulterior motives? Finally, Anna, Jason, and Charlotte Cassadine are on their way back to Port Charles when Brennan's name appears in tomorrow's General Hospital episode. Jason clearly shows his anxiety and distrust of the WSB agent to Anna about Carly when she tells him her view is reality. Anna tells Jason that when it comes to Carly, Jack doesn't have any ulterior motives as far as she knows. Jason has told Carly several times not to trust Brennan, but she hasn't listened. Perhaps Brennan has ulterior objectives, but his emotions are genuine, and they are getting in the way of his real plans. General Hospital spoilers, Adrian Anchondo joins as mysterious Marco first airdate announced. General Hospital spoilers state that Adrian Anchondo has joined the show as Marco, so let's chat about his first episode in this new contract position. Anchondo will make his debut on Thursday, March 13th, the same day Lucas Jones is scheduled to meet a mysterious stranger. Adrian Anchondo did actually screen test with Van Hansis, so all indications point to Marco as Lucas' new romantic interest. Marco will attract Lucas' attention and possibly help him move on from Brad Cooper, but can this mysterious man be trusted? Anchondo dropped some intriguing hints during an interview with TV Insider. Marco appears to have a sleazy side, yet he may also develop genuine affections for Lucas. But I really connected with the character, and I feel like I've been playing a lot of good guys going bad or bad guys going good, so I think this character is in my wheelhouse, Anchondo told the audience. That suggests Marco may straddle the line between good and poor after his debut. A recently released photo also shows Marco in Windermere, indicating a Jen Sidwell connection. Will Marco prove to be Sidwell's son? Given the facts, that appears to be a viable option. Natalia Ramirez previously mentioned having a son named Eloy from another marriage, an amazing guitarist who disappointed his mother by abandoning music. Given Natalia's amorous history with Sidwell, it's plausible that Eloy is Marco. Marco is a lawyer, but Natalia may believe his musical aptitude is being wasted, despite his great alternative work route. However, it is possible that Marco is a completely different person. Sidwell has undoubtedly had many lovers throughout the years, so this may be his son with another lady or a younger brother instead. Whatever the case, fans will be looking forward to Adrian and Chando's debut in the March 13th episode. That will allow Lucas to cross paths with Marco, and sparks should fly immediately away. Lucas may eventually fall hard for Marco and make predictions about their future together, but Marco's secrets could stand in the way. General Hospital spoilers predict there will be a lot of layers to peel back after Marco makes his initial appearance, so stay tuned for any unexpected news. Carly's dirty Drew evidence and Portia's latest deal. Carly Spencer made a dirty evidence push, while Christina Corinthos Davis was upset about a cancelled trip. Drew Quartermaine also attempted to negotiate a new contract with Portia Robinson, so let's speak about all the drama. Dante Falconeri talked to Harrison Chase in the steam room about parenting Lulu Spencer and working over the current tension, as he was glad to see her awake. Nina Reeves flirted with Jeffrey Beckett, a wildlife journalist working on Crimson's new nature and travel series. Ava Jerome eventually arrived and recalled meeting Jeffrey at a gallery event. After Jeffrey left, Ava sought Nina for a loan to aid with her financial problems. Nina was glad to pitch in and recommended that Ava consider it a present, but Ava insisted on repaying her. Carly's gift basket delivery disrupted Elizabeth Baldwin's romantic moment with Lucky Spencer. Later, Aidan Weber made another disruption, but Lucky and Liz soon found themselves alone for the evening because their kid was staying with friends. Laura Collins praised Curtis Ashford for exposing Drew's horrible conduct after speaking with him about the scathing piece and confirming his involvement. Laura then went to Elizabeth's place, where she interrupted Liz's evening with Lucky and proposed they all have supper together. When Alexis Davis saw that Drew had been blasted in the papers, she pushed Curtis to basically publish a damage management article for Scout Quartermaine's sake. However, Curtis refused to condone Drew's bad behavior. Drew brought Willow Corinthos flowers to the hospital, concerned that she would be ashamed to be seen with him after that terrible story about him. Willow assured Drew that was not the case, but she did feel like everyone was watching them. Christina also approached Willow later with an update on Michael Corinthos and a plea for some footage of the kids to cheer him up. Willow was on board as long as the focus was on something positive rather than the negative aspects of her relationship with Drew. Willow appreciated Christina's kindness and understanding throughout the situation and desired more people were like her. Carly then tracked down Willow to address her concerns about how the Congressman Cutthroat piece would affect the children. It became a heated confrontation, so Drew returned to defend himself alongside Willow. When Carly saw she was getting nowhere, she went to Nina's office and interrupted her conversation with Ava. After Ava left, Carly reminded Nina that they needed to start their Drew takedown plan immediately away. After discussing stalling Willow's move-in, Carly urged they get into Drew's house and discover something so undeniable that Willow would never look at him the same way again. Nina wondered what they'd do if there was nothing to uncover, but Carly insisted that they had to make sure there was something, hinting that they'd plant it if necessary. Rick Lansing revealed in Portia's office that the situation was worse than she had anticipated. Portia's career and medical license are in peril, and she may face criminal charges and prison time for tampering with Heather Weber's lab findings. Portia predicted Drew would unleash the dirt he held on her now that she had failed her Curtis goal. Nonetheless, Portia remained hopeful that she could save her future and summoned Curtis to GH. Drew returned to Portia's office later and argued that there was still a chance to salvage their deal. Drew wanted Portia to accompany him to a press briefing about the pediatric sports project, forcing Curtis to give him positive coverage. Curtis walked in and demanded to know what Drew was doing there. Willow learned Sasha was her next patient while in an exam room, so Sasha encouraged her to express herself. Willow accused Sasha of being a hypocrite, claiming that she had done worse than her by dating Michael and then becoming pregnant by his other uncle, Jason Morgan. Willow pretended Sasha was only interested in Quartermaine's money, but Sasha pointed out that Willow eventually married affluent Drew. Sasha also believed Willow couldn't acknowledge she ruined her life for such a sleaze. When Christina ran into Rick, he riled her up by canceling her ballet trip with Avery Corinthos because it was scheduled on one of Ava's custody days. Christina confronted Ava outside her apartment and was furious when she discovered Ava had purchased tickets to take Avery to the ballet instead. After Christina insulted Ava, Rick arrived to defuse the situation and send Christina on her way. A plan kicks into high gear. Laura applauds Curtis' move against Drew, who wonders whether Willow is afraid to be seen with him, while Rick informs Portia that she is in severe trouble. Alexis questions Christina, what the hell was he thinking? She is undoubtedly wondering why Sonny acquired Valentine's house and is concerned that her half-brother will come home and want it back. Chase asks Dante, something happened that made you want to cut Lulu some slack? Maxie had discreetly informed Dante that Lulu was still in love with him, prompting him to back off. He's unlikely to shake Chase's confidence by just making up a narrative. Laura tells Curtis that anyone who is willing to expose him, I applaud. She must be rooting for Curtis' plot to neutralize Drew by utilizing Aurora Media to expose the congressman's malfeasance. If Curtis discovers Drew is blackmailing Portia, he would most likely reveal Drew's romance with Willow. Meanwhile, Drew questions Willow, are you embarrassed to be seen with me? Could Willow reconsider her decision to have a romance with him? Portia questions Rick, is it as bad as I think it is? He says, it's worse. Rick is an excellent lawyer, and until the evidence against her evaporates, she will be in a world of hurt. Carly informs someone, we need to put our plan into action right now. She's probably informing Nina that they need to move quickly with their plot to separate Willow and Drew. According to the weekly teases, Carly confronts Drew, implying that the conspiracy is well underway. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.